So, everybody.
Oh, we're started?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't
No, thank you. So, as you know, Chef Sean, Emily, marketing, special events, and we have Kim Braddock from Foley Family Wines.
And Spirits.
Wines and Spirits. That's new.
As of last week.
Awesome,
Big announcement.
Awesome. Well, we made a change on our menu that went into effect on Monday, and we put Chateau St. Chardonnay from Carneros and Chateau St. Cabernet from Knights Valley onto our By the Glass list.
Yes, thank you.
So let's, why don't we crack this open, Emily?
Shall I?
Yes.
You shall.
All right. Chateau St.
So tell us a little bit. Chateau St.
21.
So first, I would like to say thank you
Yep.
to everyone. And I also, we get a lot of folks that want to pronounce this with their best French accent, like Chateau St. Jean. It's named after a woman, so it's St. Jean, not
Chateau
St.
St.
John.
Okay.
Jean. So you all were saying it perfectly great, but it does happen sometimes.
Okay.
And she was one girl out of 5 boys, and she was a saint, they say, because she put up with all the beatings. No. And that's where the winery name
Awesome.
came from. So
Wonderful.
And since this is an instructional video, I'm going to show you where Carneros is. This is a map of Sonoma, and right down here is where we have Carneros.
Really good.
And so right here is San Pablo Bay, and that kind of connects into San Francisco Bay. And so the cool air, the cool climate comes up in Carneros. So Carneros is one of the best places to grow Chardonnay and Pinot Noirs.
correct.
Correct.
So I was leaving Sonoma on Friday morning. I was not affected by the flights, thank you God. And right when we got down into San Francisco Bay Area, you couldn't even see the bridge. The fog was thick as thick could be.
Really? Ooh.
But we left the area right around Chateau St. Jean, and it was almost clear.
Right.
We could see the sun coming out, starting to peek through. But once you got right down into the bay, you really couldn't see anything. So that influx of the fog is just extremely important for those grapes, as Adam was mentioning, for the Chardonnay. Beautiful, crisp, and clean. One thing I always pick out with this wine, like on the nose, I get the essence of that oak. We're using 100% French oak, only 35% is new. But on the palate and the flavor, it really doesn't overpower the wine. It has beautiful tropical notes.
What do you get,
Crisp,
Sean?
clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very light, crisp, a lot. I get lemon, pineapple from it. So it's really,
For a Chardonnay.
the citrus to it's really nice.
And then you get the toasted part of the barrel. What are you picking up with that also? You a little sweetness maybe?
Like marshmallow
There you
almost.
go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what would you, so it's on the menu, it's by the glass, it's a little creamy, it's a little citrusy. As the chef, if we were going to do a wine dinner, what are you pairing this with?
Definitely our bacon wrap scallops. I feel like that's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
lemon, the
great.
citrusness, even the Sonoma Farm, like the
Right.
Sonoma Farm chicken. I mean, with the spinach, sun-dried
Yes.
tomatoes, I think that just pairs super, super nice with it.
And even, I think, because of the citrus, it also would pair well, with our house salad.
Oh yeah, of course, the
And,
lemon vinaigrette.
But yeah, but awesome. So this is a very approachable wine. If somebody is looking for a recommendation, this you get a little bit of butter from it, but not much. Really no oak, and the oak is really kind of a sweet oak. And then it pairs well with a number of our dishes, but anything with lemon butter. So that's what I would certainly recommend.
Any kind of cheese, like soft or medium style cheeses, some of your goat cheese that you have.
the Humboldt fog.
The
Well, we got the Humboldt fog.
fog,
That's
and
yeah.
if you have a special that you'd like to create around it, all of those flavors meld really well with that as well. Fish dishes,
Right.
Sometimes a little bit spicy, might a hint of spice would also pick up some of those kind of sweeter notes that we're
Oh,
getting,
yeah.
because they
Yeah.
really
Little
complement
contrast,
Yeah.
contrast,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have next? Chateau St.
Cabernet
Cabernet
Sauvignon.
from Knights Valley.
Knights Valley.
Knights Valley is actually one of the warmest areas, and this is kind of counterintuitive of what you may think. But because of the coolness coming off of San Pablo Bay and the fog rolls in up through Sonoma County, the heat is further up. So up here, Knights Valley, it's kind of borders the, I believe it's the Mayakema Mountains, right at the
Napa
bottom of this is
Yep.
Mount St. Helena. So it's very warm in this area, and it's known for making great Cabernets.
Yes.
It's warm days and cool nights.
Yeah, the other thing that's, really special about the Knights Valley is the elevation. Really you can climb from about 700 foot of elevation, and at the peak of Knights Valley, right at the crest before
Right.
you go into Napa, it's at around 4,000, 4,200. So, you really get a diverse effect with that. These vines that we're pulling from are estate grown, which means we own them, and we farm them, we maintain them. And they're kind of somewhere in between the height of, they're around at between 700 and 14 foot of elevation.
Okay.
They're kind of on a slant, 30-year-old vines, a little gnarly, but very adjusted. So when it rains, when it rains, they're dry farmed. The vines are going to dig deep, and those vines are very well integrated into the soil. So what that does for the wine is it makes them so that we have a little bit longer hang time before we have to pick them. So you get all of the natural acidity and the natural sugars. So it's not a sweet wine. I use that word very lightly and delicately in this industry because we are, as the American palate right now, are really kind of leaning in on a little bit of a sweeter kind of character, food and wine together. This is a little bit drier than
Well,
that.
no, and I would say, yes, it is a little bit drier. I'm definitely getting the tannins, but it's still, I would say, if Joe was here, we would say fruit is still riding in the front seat,
Yep.
but it's very well balanced, and I think the dryness is riding shotgun. So, what are you getting from this?
Definitely a leathery kind of
Yeah.
flavor
Okay.
to it, like on the back end, but front definitely a black cherry almost. Like it's a little bit fruity, but not too much. It's very
Right.
light though.
Yeah.
Definitely, I get the leatheriness taste from it though.
I would say of all of the wines that we have on the cabs by the glass right now, I would say this is the one that probably should be paired with food the most,
Yeah.
just because it is so dry. And I'm thinking if I was to suggest this for a pairing, it would be the short rib
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
with
the
the
short
mushroom
rib.
ravioli. What do you think?
Even the mixed grill. I don't know why, but
Oh, yeah.
That's-
just the
Yeah.
sweetness of that, I think would
Okay.
balance
Okay.
out with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that has on it some filet, and it also has on it some chicken, right?
Yeah.
So
Steak and
steak and
Yes.
chicken,
Steak and
yeah.
chicken, yeah.
Oh, steak and chicken.
But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it would, and I also think the meatloaf.
The meatloaf, that's what I was going to say, 100% the meatloaf.
Yeah.
Definitely there.
I don't know. There were a couple of people eating burgers last night, and I'm gonna go down for a burger with this wine.
I would say actually a burger, the steak sandwich.
yes, yeah.
Heck, I would even eat it. I mean, listen, don't recommend this to anybody, but I would have it with the freaking house salad.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding. No,
it is
delete,
very
delete,
drinkable.
delete,
Pork chop
edit.
for me, but
Yeah.
No,
Oh, pork
this is
chop, yeah, grilled char.
Absolutely. So, well, Kim, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yes, thank
you
you.
for bringing the wines, sharing them with us. We're glad to have them on the menu, and
Appreciative, thank you.
we look forward to Foley buying another vineyard soon.
Hey, listen, you never know what's going to
know.
happen. We had a great meeting last week, lots of great things happening for the company, making us stronger as a company, but the heart and soul, as
Yeah.
it will always be with Foley Family Wines, is the wines.
Wow,
We
awesome.
are diversifying into spirits a little bit. One thing we didn't talk about, this has a little bit of Cabernet, Merlot, and a little Malbec in it as well. So it's not 100% Cabernet. So, those flavors, Bordeaux varietals, growing perfectly in that region
Sure.
of Knights Valley. So, sorry, I've
However-
forgot to mention that.
In order to be considered a cab, it has to have how much percent? 75% has to be Cabernet, and the rest could be blended in. But as long as it's 75% Cabernet, it could have Cabernet on the label.
we nailed that.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Sean, too. Always
Yeah.
creating great,
Yeah.
great food items
Cheers.
to
Awesome.
go with these amazing wines.
Cheers. Thank you.